What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you're feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Before I get into the story, I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Daryl Bird for always supporting the channel and showing love. We definitely appreciate you. Let's get right into the story. In the dating world, it's a group of people that have been having it hard nowadays. People that already have kids by other individuals. Some people out here that's looking for love won't even look that person's way. If that's the case, even if their co-parenting relationship is good and they let it be known there's nothing going on between them and the relationship is over. Some people just respectfully decline because they don't have kids themselves and they want a fresh start with their own before they play stepmother or stepfather. Then you have people that feel like no matter what an individual says, it will always be some kind of drama in the mix between the baby father and baby mother. But on the flip side of that, it's people out there that's up for the challenge. They don't mind dating someone with kids. They step in, and in some cases, they play their position. They show respect for the other parent, and they understand the child is not theirs, and that their partner has to communicate with their other child's parent. But then you have the ones that come in and bring drama themselves. They point out everything they feel like the other party is not doing for the kid. They want to help discipline. I have myself even seen in some cases where a man was able to convince the baby mother to put her baby father on child support so he can control the money, even though the father was present and already supporting the child. But as a parent, you can't back down, no matter how cruddy the other parent is. We want to see our child, but we never really think about a simple visit could possibly bring harm our way. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Pittsburgh, PA, to discuss the case of a man who went to pick up his son, but his baby mother's boyfriend had other plans. Back in 2023, 37-year-old Alan Stevens was navigating life in Pittsburgh. He was described as a family man who worked hard and pretty much stayed to himself when he wasn't spending time with his 3 kids. The father of 2 girls and 1 little boy, Alan made sure he was present and active, even though they had different mothers. His son and Junior, with his same name, was 6 years old, and he looked up to his father very much. He would co-parent pretty well with his mother and could come get his son whenever he wanted to. Little man's mother, who we'll call Shelly for the sake of the story, would eventually get into a new relationship with a man much younger than Alan. At the time, 20-year-old Trayvon Taylor. Alan wasn't worried about it though, as him and his son's mother were not together and she often dated other men. He had no problems, but he did want to know who was around his son. He would still come pick him up at Shelly's house, in which she stayed in the East Hills area of the city, but him and Trayvon never really bumped heads. Alan felt as long as he stayed in his lane, everything would be cool. On September 23rd, 2023, early that morning, he called Shelly to inform her he would be coming by to pick up his son. He headed to the home and knocked on the door around 11 a.m. Shelly answered, but for some reason, she had a shotgun in her hand, and Trayvon was also in the home. Alan asked, like, yo, where my son at? As she stated, oh, it's you, and put the gun on the table. She then went upstairs to get their son ready so he can go and spend time with his father. That's when out of nowhere, Trayvon would say something slick out his mouth to Alan, and he responded back. They would go back and forth for a second before a loud bang went off. Local police was called to the scene when they found Alan suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. He was still alive and rushed to a local hospital in critical condition. When police asked Shelly what happened, she at first told them she opened her door with her gun as she normally did, then she made a mistake and shot her son's father. But police wasn't buying it. They got surveillance video from the cameras in the area and confronted her again. She then stated she opened the door for Alan, laid the gun on the table, went upstairs to get their son together before she heard Alan say, "You think I'm scared of a gun? I've been shot before," and then the shot went off, which was consistent with the video police saw. They saw Allen holding his chest after he was shot, walking, then collapsing, and a man running with the shotgun fleeing the scene. Shelly tried to cover for her boyfriend, but security at the complex knew exactly who the young man was, and they gave police the name of Trayvon, who was now wanted for questioning. Later that day, detectives would get a call from the hospital stating unfortunately, Allen didn't survive his injuries. Still looking for Trayvon, who was now MIA, police would eventually find a shotgun that was in some bushes not too far from the house. And 2 days later, they located Trayvon. He was taken into custody, at first charged with first-degree murder. As Allen's family got the news, they were confused and devastated. How a simple custody exchange led to Allen being shot. He was only coming to pick up his son. As the case started making its way to court, Trayvon's lawyer painted it as the men were joking around. And being young, Trayvon picked up the gun and pointed it, and that's when it went off. Then he panicked and ran out the house, stating he didn't have a criminal record and was green to any crime, and that's why he stashed the gun in the same area and ran. They also pointed to the fact that Shelly at first said she shot her baby father. As Allen's mother spoke out, stating things are not the same without him, saying her son was taken from her and his kids. She told Trayvon the worst part was his 6-year-old son saw the whole thing and watched his father collapse. But in a change of tone and heart, she told Trayvon, who is now only 21 years old, "You are a baby, and I forgive you." As he whispered, "I'm sorry and thank you" to the family. In the end, he pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and reckless endangerment and was sentenced to 6.5 to 13 years in prison in 2024. Rest in peace to Allen. I send my prayers and condolences to his kids and family, especially his son who had to witness that. That kind of trauma can lead to early on PTSD and other issues, watching your father lose his life. Shelly lied for Trayvon. Then she stated it was an accident, but only them two really know what happened. I don't know why she came with that kind of energy in the first place. Opening the door with a shotgun for a custody exchange is crazy. But I'm going to end this one with some questions. First, do y'all think Shelly and Trayvon planned to get Allen out the way? And if you yourself have dated someone with kids or have kids, how do you deal with co-parenting or moving on, dating other people, having them around your kids? Do you introduce the other parent to make sure it's mutual respect or feel like it's not their business who you date? Let me know in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Messed up situation. Rest in peace to Allen. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.